Okay, so today I'm going to be doing another development stream. I'll take as long as I need to before I switch over to Prague. So I was going to do some event work today, because as far as I'm concerned, I have the dungeon mapped out. I may need to do some things to make it look nicer, or attempt to, because there's only so much I can do with what I have. But we're actually going to be playing around with Dragon Bones because we now have sprites from Destiny DC. Yeah, it turns out Life Bottle Productions, playing with their extraction tool and whatnot, they were able to actually extract all this and have it assembled. I thought they hadn't done it yet because the last time I checked their file, it didn't seem like anything was done until I decided, well, I could try using it myself. And then, just out of curiosity, I checked the zip file and it had updated. So now we have all this I can add to whatever I have from the other games. So that's why today we're going to be adding in the sword enemy. Well, I'm just calling it that. I'm definitely going to be giving these new names as I'm able. Yeah, like these little invisible ball of light. Could be like a spirit. And I might throw in the claw bear, if only because, like, it's one of the enemies from the arena demo that has not received any animations. But before we do, let's at least go over a couple of the enemies I've been able to, like, have done. Starting with the Haunted Shield. Yeah, look at that. Before, I only had it, like, stationary and have it move, like, up and down, up and down. So it's like, it's at least doing something, even if it's, like, playing with a stationary animation. But I have been able to give it some new stuff. And while Vera's not ready yet, and she doesn't even show up in this dungeon, I was able to do something with her, which I will show in a bit too. It took damage. Oh. That's weird. You were supposed to have the channel animation before then. Oh well. Oh, I did it. Yeah, I still have work to do with balance. Oh, and because I was testing earlier, she just automatically did it. Now this enemy, I'm considering making it one of the mid-bosses. This was supposed to replace the little sprites that I did have earlier, but they ended up, like, well, they didn't have much of anything. These come from Rebirth, and they have a full set of animations. The little sprites that I showed earlier did not. 1 second. Because something I've also been noticing... Okay, never mind. I thought for a moment, during the end of its cast animation, it was stuck in guard. It did like the guard post for a second. But I might have been seeing things. So, like, right now, this is their current stats. I might boost their health and defenses a bit, because, like, I had my party set to level 5. Which, around that point, you needed to beat these two, the boss and its little children. So, I'm definitely going to need to beef them up, these two up a bit. This will be a mid-boss, and then I need to come up with, like, the other... Because the dungeon is technically in 3 parts. The left wing, the right wing, and the north wing. So you gotta rescue the children. And they're held up by a boss, or a mini-boss. Main boss will be in this room with the giant tree. Tree, along with whatever else is in this place that you can kind of see growing out of some places, not here. I thought I've added roots to some of these areas. Damn. But anyway, let's get onto it. So, as you can see here, Vera has a secondary armature. This would normally be her without Corin or anyone. She only has these 3 roots. These contain all the frame animations I have. The shadow would go with it, as does the spell array, whenever it needs to be called upon. Oops. Alright, so actually one other thing. When I actually have him called out, this is how he would normally look. But to make sure he actually comes out, I have to have files where it shows him just fade in. Even though, supposedly, the blend mode, which affects stuff like this, that's supposed to do something. It doesn't. It doesn't show up properly in here. They did update the plugin where it's supposed to do that, but for some reason, some of the animations aren't working right. So unfortunately, I can't update it yet. Which is a shame, because having control over the... That's not it. Where'd it go? Not that. Live, everybody. So yeah, having access to the alpha and blend... Can't do yet. And I really wish I could, because I know with one of the enemies I can change their color, but I can't do that either because alpha is unavailable. So for now, let's just go ahead and do stuff. We will call this So the first thing we need to do is look through all this and see what we can get. So with how it's labeled, A0, that's the start of one set of frames. And it goes up to 5. So let's grab those and put them in here. I'd rather not show everything, but oh well. So just as an example, let's see. Actually, before we do that, let's do this. Now before, what I would do is like, I'd crop and also then scale, or I think that's what it is. Yeah, scale, and reduce the size by 50%, while also making sure that things are linear. Now I'm just gonna like scale them as is, or scale them by half, because as I found, no matter how big the image might be, at the very least, like in the case of the sprite, nothing will happen where like they hit the boundaries or never go close to the center. They'll hit there, because this is just how they'll appear normally. I could be wrong though, because it's always something I've been trying to figure out with these things. Like, I feel like certain whenever you get into a fight, like just for example, like see, their names would like appear somewhere, and I think it's supposed to show up like around here. But then, like, depending on certain tags, I can offset it. And that's always something I really need to tinker with to make sure it looks right, because otherwise it won't be. But anyway, getting back on point. Just do this. I know it'll overlap, but that's fine. Yay. So now they've been cut in half versus what these have. And actually, the other reason I would likely need to cut these down further is because it cuts down the file size, which for a game like this is very much needed. Anyway, going back to the sword. Let's throw it in. Oh, wrong one. Let's make it 6. This way it's easier because if I crop it down, then it changes the border of the file a bit. So I'd have to like make some other adjustments to make sure it properly aligns. So let's move it up here. And voila. Export. We'll also need a shadow. But this also means I need to get it from the main game. Give me a sec. Okay, so now some things don't belong in here, because I was using them as references for some things. But what I needed to do was this. Why do they think that would work? I have to always move it. And there we go. It shows up. And this is like the position for like the ground. This is how it should always be when like aligned. And this is always like trying to... This is a bit difficult for me, discerning where the ground would be. The shadows do help a bit. So it's like 2 squares down from the center. I might need to redo this, but for now, I'm just going to test it. Always send to the back, so that way it remains behind. Okay. So let's go ahead and add it in. I'll give it the same stuff as sword. with shield. Now, uh-oh. That's not good. That's not right. Oh, oops, swallowed. There it goes. And right now it's only got these one animation. But I also want to double check the quality of it, as I feel like it should be a bit nicer. So let's go back. And try this again. But this time I'm going to do it with the old method. Just to see if there's an actual difference. So, crop. Okay, so it didn't matter for just... Let's check out the other one. Okay, yeah, this one's a bit blurrier. So... let's try... let's batch it again, but change the... let's make sure this works. Maybe I had it on cubic? Well, we'll find out in a sec. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, it should be fine. Because even though it's currently open in YAMP, it'll keep it as is even once I open the new batch. And also, I thought all this was in my D file, my D driver. So I really need to look into that. So yeah, about the same result. Yeah, this is probably why I needed to crop and resize. Because otherwise, it gets a little blurry. And that's no good. Or maybe I'm just... it doesn't matter to me. Yep, that's what happens. You're gonna lose something. So I'll just keep it as is for now. Let's see what other... that can be an attack. That's an attack. It's also going to be a matter of which one I can use for... okay, there's a death animation there. A4. A4 and A5. Six. Don't need to go too far. Just 2 frames of 6. Might need to try a different method later. So let's get these arranged. I generally add 3 for damage frames and have them back slightly. Okay. Let's just give it 5 HP. Doesn't matter. Only has a few animations right now. So it's gonna die. I'll give it attack animations later. Okay, too slow. Fall faster. Don't. There we go. So there's that. Next. Where did it go? So this one, I have several ways of getting its attacks done. Ooh. This can be a good channel animation. Whoa! I don't think I'll be able to do that unless I figure something out. You know what, maybe this one I'll do in my own time. Let's do the bear. Look at this thing. This one I had to manually do, and there's like a bunch of pieces that are just like hard to assemble. It's like the arm, how it moves. Getting it to work exactly how it did in the game, not easy. That's its guard. So 10 frames. I'm sorry, 11 frames. Nope, nope, stop, stop, stop. I had known these were all in my C drive, I'd move them to D drive a lot sooner. And not that it matters, because the end file will always end up in the D drive. So let's go ahead and open up the bear. Somewhere. Okay, where the hell is it? What did I have it as? Oh, just bear. How silly of me. Oh, hey, and it was 11 frames exact. So yeah, notice how sloppy I made it. Well, that's about to change today. Yeah, there we go. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh, right. Bear, are you okay? Oh, maybe it's because it's off center? Let's... Okay, there it is. Got scared for a moment. Let's give it a quick look at. Oh no, it's gone again. Probably because I had to change it, so it made it disappear. Okay. That actually looks a bit nicer than when I had it earlier. Just it a bit. Or that I need to get Vera's attack animation adjusted. Let's do that really quick. Yeah, I know my organization's not that good, but I am intending to, like... No, I moved it down. I do intend to reorganize the skills, the items, and the weapons. Armor I might leave alone because I'm probably not going to need that many. But it's the weapons, just in case I need to add more items, in case I need to, like, add new key items and such. And skills especially need to be reorganized because I have a lot of party members planned. They'll probably have a lot of abilities. And already I'm like getting too close to where I've been putting the enemy skills. So this is all going to be stuff I'm going to do after the prologue patch is done. Prologue demo. When that's done and I make one last arena demo update before I eventually make the big change. Well, before I organize everything. So, real quick. Make sure Vera is on point. It'll up. Get some more. It's always a pain to have to, like, move it in increments and then try again. You gotta reload every time. A little bit more, and I think that'll be good. Otherwise, I can just put it down by 2. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's good. All good. Let's continue. Alright, what can we move? That's its guard. Up to 6-2. If this were a different engine, I'd totally make use of its knockdown retaliation. I mean, look at this. That was cool. This could probably be its howl. Or its skill. This will be interesting to turn into an attack. Could probably make this the flurry. One, two. That would make it pretty dangerous, but I'll figure it out. Because eventually it's either going to be a boss or a regular enemy later. But I obviously can't add it in now. Because that might take a bit too long. Anyway, let's open these in GIMP. Everything but idle. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. First, 80, negative 80. Yeah, let's call it bear. Chunky. lastly, oh, that's why. Actually, now that I think about it. Okay, yeah, good. There it goes. Okay. So for the sake of testing, let's remove its attack. Make it happen on the second turn. Doesn't matter about adjustments, I just gotta test it. Okay! There's its guard. Okay. Checker. Oh yeah, it worked that time. Gotta beat up on the bear. Almost dead. This thing I'm making a boss for some time after the prologue demo. Because of whatever story reason I have. But also really quick because I got paranoid again. it did do it again. I don't... It's like the first time this happens. She ends up not persisting. So what's going on? Do I need to do this every time? Let's give it a test. Okay, yeah, it worked that time. Okay, I don't think I have anything to worry about. But yeah, there we go. We got a couple enemies added in. But now I'm gonna have to move everything to the D drive somehow. Because my C drive is approaching 100 gigs of space left. And I know I'm trying to keep it so that I don't use up a lot, but, you know, things are gonna happen. But for now, that will be it for the development part of this stream. I'm going to take a little break, and then we will make preparations for the prog. Because I have a little bit to show before we actually begin. So I will see you then.